Hi, we are Adam and Raquel Ship, and we are foster parents. We decided we were going to be foster parents a couple years ago when we decided we wanted to have 3 children, and I was terrified of having twins on our 3rd child, so I didn't want a bonus 4th child. So we thought we'd control that by becoming foster parents. And we thought it was a really cool way to grow our family by helping somebody out and sharing God's love with somebody who needed it, but as well as being able to grow our family. And so we set out through it. We went the whole process, and we've had 3 beautiful baby girls in our home. Our first baby girl we had for 3 days, and then she was replaced with an aunt unexpectedly. The county gave us an hour's notice. We didn't know that there was an aunt out there that was looking to reunify, and so that was pretty hard. And then our second placement, we picked up from the hospital, and we raised her for 4 months, I think. And I dropped her off at her visitation. I went to Starbucks to get some work done while she was at visitation, and they called us and said she wasn't going to be coming home to our home. She was going to be going to her new home with her mom. And that was really difficult. And we didn't really get to say goodbye. Our children didn't really get to say goodbye, and it was pretty hard. And at that point, we decided we needed a break. And we didn't think we had the emotional resilience to continue to do foster care. And so we told our foster social workers that we don't know if we're going to be able to do foster care anymore. And they said they understood, and that the whole system was changing anyway, and that there's probably not going to be any babies that were up for adoption anytime soon, that they were pushing reunification so often, and that babies weren't really even coming into the system anymore, and they weren't even accepting any new foster families for babies. And so we said we understood, and we said in August we were going to revisit it. 1 week later, they called us and said they have a baby that needs to be adopted, and would we be willing to put our names in for adoption? We said, of course, we would be happy to. And in July 29th, Juliet came to our home, and we got to meet her. She was a 7-month-old, beautiful baby girl.
Yeah, and we are currently going through the process of to start adoption. There's lots of things that you have to go through to get to the adoption process. So we're working towards that, and we're so happy. And our kids are blessed to have her in the family. She is rambunctious. She is outgoing. She has a personality that I think is going to be really a great fit and addition to our family. If you know our family at all, then you probably can kind of imagine what that personality is. And so we've been growing with her and learning who she is, and she's been learning who we are. But one of the things that's interesting about Juliet is that she is truly an orphan. When they called us and asked us if we would adopt her, they were literally asking us, like, will you be the people that raise her for the rest of her life? Because she's most likely never going to leave your house after this, after you say yes. And so it was really a change. It was a shift from what we had experienced before. And we were excited. But in that excitement, you still have difficulties. You still need support. Every single month, our social worker comes into the house to do inspections and to check on the baby and check on us. And she always says, do you have a support system? And I always get to answer, yes, I do, because we have Real Life Church, and my family doesn't live in Sacramento, and neither does Adam. So if there was an emergency in the middle of the night, many of you are on my to call list, on my emergency list, and I've given your names to the county to say, you can rely on not only us, but our family and our community and our church. And so thank you, Real Life. Even that day that Pastor Jessie called us to tell us that she wanted, to invite us to be a part of this offering, we were happy and, felt so supported and just excited that Juliet was really going to receive a blessing from you guys. And a few hours later, that support really came into realization when I got another phone call from CPS saying that there's another baby that needed placement. But the thing about this baby was it was one of the babies that Adam had already talked to you about, the baby that we had in our home for 4 months. And I had to say no. And it was so difficult because I love that baby. She is one of my babies, and I don't get to raise her because of circumstance. And right now we're trying to bond with Juliet and really make her feel loved and connected, and bringing another baby in so soon would probably disrupt a lot of what we are working towards, which is making her feel a part of the family. And we talked to our social workers, and I had to say no, but I know that God's going to take care of her, and I know that wherever she's at, she's okay. But to have a church that gives you support and is willing to reach out because they prayed and they thought about it and they considered, God really, really answered a prayer that before I even knew that I was going to need that prayer answered. So thank you, Real Life. Thank you for always praying for us. Thank you for always hugging and loving on our children. And thank you so much for loving Juliet.
Thanks.